Welcome to the Love, Laugh, Live chat show with myself and the gorgeous Dav Ubi. Pyar karo hasso ta juk juk jiyo wala show.
So our show is all about creating and guiding you on how to manifest a more fulfilling life that you deserve and desire, and how to raise your consciousness through loving, laughing and living. So my name is Davinder Ubi, I'm a life and spiritual coach, and sitting next to me looking so stunning today.
Ooh. Thank you. My name is Gurdial Garcha and I'm an empowerment and resilience coach. So Dav, what's our amazing topic about? I know it's one of your favourites, but so please share with our viewers.
So our topic today is about power of spoken words. So the words that we use, jida si bolde hain, odi shakti kinni hundi hai. So you're going to continue now explaining more about this.
Yeah, so like I said, it's one of Dav's favourite topics. So she knows this to another level. But anyway, so what do we mean by the power of words? And Dav's touched on it. So words are powerful. Jo kuch assi bolde hain, jida Dav ne kiha bahut jyadi shakti hundi hai. So they have the remarkable ability to shape our reality. So jo kuch assi bolde ohi sadi duniya ban jandi hai. And ode bare assi bahut dungai ch jana hai through this program. So I hope you really, really enjoy this program. So it influences our emotions and connects us with one another. So spoken words in particular hold a unique potency that can either build or destroy, inspire or discourage. So ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੱਟ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਸੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਰਸ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਕੜੱਤੋਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਰਸ ਮਿਠਾਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕੜੱਤੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਇਸ ਇਟਸ ਬਿਟਰ. ਸੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੋਲੀ 'ਚ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ असर पै सकता अपने ते भी ते होरनां ते भी. So there's a heavy misuse of our words in modern society, and people have turned a blind eye to what was once one of our most magical tools. So ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਿਆਲ ਨਾਲ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਡਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਨੀਵਾਂ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਹੀ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਣਾ. ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਲੋਕ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਬੋਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜੇ ਕੁਛ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਲੋ ਹੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹੇਗਾ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਅਸਰ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਹੋਰਨਾਂ ਤੇ. ਸੋ ਵੀ ਗੋਇੰ ਟੂ ਗੋ ਮੋਰ ਇਨਟੂ ਦੈਟ.
Yeah, so ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਉਹ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਣਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ. So we've forgotten the power of our boli. So words are comprised of vibration and sound. These vibrations shape the reality. The architects our universe and our lives. So without words, thoughts can never manifest into reality. This concept echoes throughout, history. Words and thoughts are the tools that mold our reality. They are our most potent assets. It stands to reason that we should choose our words carefully to shape the best possible reality. Our thoughts influence what we create in our lives. Power, Shakti, lies in our words that boldly affirm our inner thoughts and express how we perceive others in our lives and how to perceive ourselves in this world. So to explain this briefly in a much simplified way, that we have to remember Sadi Sachai Kiya, that we are this energy form, this formless, this it has no beginning, no end. This is who we are right at our core essence. And like I said, Rab ne dunya create kiti through its words, through its imagination. We also extensions of this energy, this Rab. So we have the power to create whatever we want to create in our life, our destiny, through the words that we speak and what we think. So we have to remember words are vibration. There's no place where this energy does not exist. It's sare passe vasta. So even in the air, in the table, everything, and especially in the words that we speak and the thoughts that we have, this is how powerful we are.
And just adding on to that, जो कुछ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਆ. ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਸਮਬਡੀ ਐਲਸਸ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਿਹਾ, ਬਟ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੰਦਰਲੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ. ਪਰ ਐਟ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਡੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੈ. ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਸਮਬਡੀ ਐਲਸਸ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ. ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਟੂ ਰਿਮੈਂਬਰ that. So continuing on, so giving voice to our perceptions of events people and ourselves brings them into existence. So when we complain about our lives, we are essentially putting negative words out there, shaping them into our reality. So when you repeatedly verbalize something, those words become not only your truth, but the truth in the mind of those who hear them. So ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਰਾ ਮੰਨਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਆ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਖਿਆਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਗਲਤ ਸੋਚਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਯੂ نو ਇਨ ਅ ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਵੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੋ ਮੇਰੀ ਵੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਕੁਛ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਣਾ ਆ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜੇ ਘਟੀਆ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰੀਆਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ that's not how it works because it's ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਆ ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ
So how we say influence other people, what the words we use, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੋ ਜੇ ਬੱਚਾ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਮਰ ਤੋਂ if he's listening to his parents, oh this is it's not a safe world, so you know ਪੈਸੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਔਖੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ so it's already shaping their reality because influencing the children, they're getting conditioned and programming thinking well maybe this is what life is about because words have that much power so we have to be very very careful there that what we say it influences other people around us so if you're complaining the other people around you will think it's normal to complain but if you to see shukrana karte other people get influenced thinking it's normal to you know express your gratitude. So we'll continue again. So it is crucial to ask yourself, do you truly want to affirm to yourself and everyone around you that you are unlucky, you know, in love or money, unsuccessful, miserable, unwell? Understand that these very words are molding your life. So start deliberately choosing your words. Practice heightened awareness in how you describe yourself in your life. And avoid words like can't, shouldn't, need and won't as they disempower you, hindering your ability to create the life you desire. So like you said here, you know, if you are already aware now, who only started the show, that we have that much power, whatever jida si bolde hain, ohi sadi asli duniya ban jandi hai. We are responsible for what we create, for the words we use and we think. So do you really want to create things going wrong for you? Do you want to keep repeating those words? Like examples, oh, if I say to you, keep saying to yourself, I've got a headache, I've got a headache.
And I'm going to say to you, well, why should I say that? I don't want a headache.
Yeah, but you know deep inside that ke hona sachi ho jaye. So some part of us on, you know, deep on a subconscious level knows that repeating negative words, oh, sachi ho janiya. So we do know that our words, our boli has that much shakti and power. So why say things, oh, mere bacche mainu sunde nahi hege. You saying that, oh, thode circumstances odda hi ho jane. So you can say, no, I must be saying it in the past, ke ko sachi mere ho gaya. Now I can change it. I've got the power to say, no, actually mere bacche मेरी गल सुनते ने
कदर करते
हैं you know बहुत मेहनत करते हैं you know they're sensible अच्छे लगते हैं use those words keep you using it then eventually all थोड़ी सच्चाई बन जाती है but then you say to yourself but look the truth is मेरे आँखें इन गल सुनते नहीं है कि that's because in the past you must have been focusing on they don't listen to you and that's become your reality but we have the power now through a new habit create a new habit of choosing the words wisely with heightened perception.
Yeah. So, thodi sochni hai na jida is cheeza bare like Dav's just said about your love, about money, you know, we apni sehat bare jo kuch bhi tusi sochte hain ohi thodi asliyat ban jani hai. So that's what we're kind of focusing on. So as the architect of your universe, your words hold sway. So when you catch yourself on the verge of using negative words, regain control and frame your language to have a more positive impact on your world. So for instance, instead of saying I'm unhealthy and overweight, you could rephrase it positively as I'm in the process of becoming healthier and each day I move closer to my ideal weight. So this is where it's a habit. बहुत चिरां दी करके कई बारी असी अपनी फैमिली ने सुनिया कंप्लेन करते भी आ नहीं हैगा ओ नहीं हैगा सो असी भी ओही हैबिटां अडॉप्ट कर लेंदे आ सो वो भी फिर गां असी अपने न्याणियां ते उन्हां ते भी असर दिंदे सो साडा फर्ज बनदा टू चेंज दैट डायलॉग जो कुछ भी असी सोचदे उन्हूं चेंज करो फ्रॉम अ नेगेटिव प्लेस गो टू अ पॉजिटिव प्लेस जे थोड़ी सेहत जिद्दां हुण जे कोई ठंड भी लग गई जां कोई बीमारी हो भी गई कि चलो मैं ठीक हो जानी आ you know, you have to come from a place of appreciation. ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ because ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਉਹੀ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਆ. So you were going to say something about your mum and Masi complaining to each other when they're on the phone. Remember?
I grew up listening to my mum and Masi. They'd be on the phone किन्ने घंटे बस competition होती सी, you know, who had the worst symptoms. मेरा सिर दुखता नहीं, मेरा ज़्यादा दुखता, मेरा पिछले हफ्ते शुरू हो गया, नहीं मेरा अगले साल शुरू हो. It's like it's a competition, but you know they suffered, you know, right till the end. They had so many symptoms because they kept speaking into existence. They created more of it.
उन्होंने फिर दुनिया बन गई बीमारियां.
That's exactly the doctor's appointments, कदे hospital जाना. That's how they created their lives through the words they were using. And now because we are so conscious and aware of this, you're thinking, why you have created that? Because कई बंदे उन्होंने नजर लगी, you know, चंगी भली सीगी और program देखिया सी पता दूसरे दिन, then they blame the circumstances नजर लगी, but you're not. You created it because you kept saying it over and over again. So we're always easy to blame. The circumstances are the problem, but no, you created the circumstances because of the words you're using.
And that's where you push the responsibility on somebody else. And really, as जिम्मेवारी असी किसी होर नू दे देने हैं, पर जिम्मेवारी है ही साडी.
But we even blame Rab.
Rab ने मैनू काते इधर किया.
But we, Rab कहता, you are creator of your reality. The words you're using, that's going to become, you know, your reality now. So that's a good one. And sometimes we even say, I will try and do this. That is still coming from a disempowering place. Not say I'll try, I will do this, I can do this. You can see it just in the vibration of that, just saying that. Or even when somebody says, I hope this works out. No, even hope is a low vibration. Not hope, I can do this, it will happen, it is happening, I am already accomplished and successful. So these words have different frequencies, so be careful of what words you're using, because that's exactly what's going to happen. I try means you're not fully confident that so there's an element of doubt in there and fear. So those words are incredible. So I'm just going to continue with the your words are the colors, okay, which you paint your reality. So choose them wisely and optimistically to craft a reality that aligns with your aspirations. So God and humans' imagination are one and the same, and that the world around us is simply a physical manifestation of our own consciousness. In short, the physical world is the unwanted life. So experiences and clear evidence of not just of negative things, but also of negative beliefs. So eda matlab hega, the world that we see around us, we usually focus on things going wrong, things that we don't want. And these actually are because they're spoken into reality, because we humans have a tendency to focus on, you know, things
that we're scared of,
or we're scared of the lack of not having something, the absence of something, or something going wrong. But these all come from what we've spoken, and the beliefs mean that belief means that subconscious belief. Something as we said continuously, it becomes a habit, and when it becomes a habit, it becomes an automatic, you know, something we verbally say out without having to think. So it becomes a belief. So, but this is where we are going to be through this program. We can help you to become aware of that belief, what you keep doing, saying negatively all the time, and it comes automatically. Now you've got to catch yourself and say, do I really want to say this because I'm creating this situation? So stop. We're saying what we're trying to say here, stop believing in God and start believing as God. So that means, when we say stop believing God, that means we are trying to stop thinking God is somewhere else there. And start believing as God, that you are God, that you are also the creator of reality in the words that you use. Any shakti, any power hagya, that we can create any life we want. We can create an experience of swarg or nark here, depending on what words we use, because we are the extensions of this powerful God source energy.
Yeah, and I mean, that's such a beautiful way to explain it. You know, swarg and nark, it's all to do with your own perception. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ. So my mom used to say that a lot. Swarg ਤੇ nark ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ. And that's, you know, working through this, that's exactly what it means, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So law of attraction works great for a lot of people, but it has a potential snag. And that is, so long as you believe you are reaching for your desire, it may remain distant. And this is where law of assumption part comes into play. God says that we need to approach every aspect of our lives as if what we want is already here. So be in the state of faith, strong conviction, as though it's already here. So our mind and senses will argue with us, but if you persist in it, it will harden into fact. Eventually, that means that our senses and the world will agree what began only in our imagination will now become a living reality. So this is where ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਕੁਛ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੱਬ ਤੋਂ ਜੁਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚੀਏ ਵੀ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਸਭ ਰੱਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਵਸਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਗਣਾ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ, we already have it. So this is where we think from a shukrana, you know, be sanu milya ya. So this is the difference between law of attraction. Law of attraction is something that you're trying to get hold of, so there's a distance. But law of assumption is already imagining and thinking that, you know what, I already have it. So jo kuch bhi, you know, you've already got it, it's already in your hand. You're imagining it, you know, whether it's a child or a car or a job, you feel as though you've already got it. So you're coming from a higher vibration than somebody who's hoping to get it. So therefore, who knows, pata nahi thanu oh cheez milni ki nahi, par je tusi pehla shukrana karde, whenever it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So this is a difficult concept in some respects, you know, when you think about it. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ. So just imagine, you know, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਪਾਸੇ ਸੋਚੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਐਵੇਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਪਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. So you don't know what's going to happen, but you believe it. You believe that that money is going to come into your life. So you're thanking it already, and you're feeling rich within yourself. But that's where the shift happens between the law of attraction and the law of assumption.
We don't realize we're always 24/7 living in the state of law of assumption.
Yeah.
We're always assuming. So whatever you're experiencing through your life now, it is what you have been assuming.
Yeah.
So if you're assuming there's lack, I don't have enough of this, so that's the law of assumption still operating, because that's what you're getting. So whatever you believe, you get. So you've got to remember that whatever you believe, you get. So if you believe, I have the lack of this, I don't have this, I don't have this money or this car or this relationship or this health, that's still law of assumption working all the time. So you got to change your words and your dialogue in a conversation to believe that I already have what I want. So you're coming from a place of how would it feel if I did have that beautiful house? How would I be thinking and behaving? So when you start doing that repeatedly through spoken words, that becomes your reality.
I mean, just to say, you know, I imagined, I don't know, I've spoken to you about it, about a baby coming into our lives. I actually imagined holding it, you know, feeding it and smiling at it and stuff like that, even though there was no baby at that time. And before you know it, it happened.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're talking about. It's about actually imagining going into that place of shukrana, of feeling like you're there. It's just, it's a dream, but in some respects it's like a reality. You're assuming that that part of your life has come to you. And it's like you always say, that everything exists.
Everything we want is already here. We just got to become the vibrational match to it. So if you're in the match of already having it and feeling the emotions around it, already have it. So like people who can't conceive or don't have babies, they're always thinking of not having a baby, or I'm not able to have a baby, I'm not worthy of having a baby. So not in the vibration match of being already having a baby. So they want to attract that experience. So everything jo kuch ho raha na, we're in a vibration match of it.
Yeah.
So this is why law of assumption is much more powerful and real, and it's happening all the time. Law of attraction means I'm waiting to attract it because I don't have it now. So that takes longer. It will happen, but it will take longer to happen. That's when people do vision boards. They're thinking, they're visualizing thing auga. But we talked about you should actually do gratitude board, that you think that already meko hega, I'm already shukrana kar diya. I already have that beautiful home. I'm financially abundant. I already have the perfect health, and my well-being is just amazing. So you know, the relationship is exactly how I want to experience. You shukrana already kar diya. So that's why I say to see the ardas gurdware jithe vi tusi kardhe paath kardhe, just shukrana ardas is the most biggest part and Ardas you can
just
do.
thank you. Just saying thank you is enough.
That's it. So now I'm going to continue with positive spoken words in the form of affirmations can significantly impact our self-perception and motivation. So when we repeatedly tell ourselves that we are capable, strong, resilient, these affirmations can bolster our self-esteem and drive us towards achieving our goals. So that means our self-concept, the story, if you're telling yourself a really good story, I'm capable of this, I have so much, like I was saying earlier on, I have so much passion, and the more I do it, the more it's going to help life become easier for me. So when we use it with such conviction, you have so much faith and belief, then it happens very quickly. So you find things, you don't have to chase anything. You just said it, but with so much conviction and faith, it comes to you. But if you are coming from a place of doubt and scarcity and lack, then you find yourself chasing for those things to happen. And when you're chasing something, so you're constantly chasing and chasing. But we want to be a place of gratitude that I already have in the spoken words, that it comes to you, that you're standing here, it comes to you. So that's one part of it. And the other part we was just going to mention was the affirmations. We can reshape our attitudes and behaviors, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. So affirm who you are, your dreams, your hopes, and your successes, and other people's successes. So when we're celebrating other people's success, they're our success too. So it's so important to keep every day just affirm first thing, just say, thank you God, everything's just working out beautifully for me. I affirm that I have a very happy, healthy family. My grandchildren are so beautiful and they're becoming stronger and they're just happy babies. So look, the words we're using. There's some people just say, oh, grandchildren, there's hard work, changi tarah khande nahi hai, there's, it's just, we are creating that.
Yeah. And that's what people don't realise. With the two, and after this, you've got the two most powerful words that a person can ever utter, and that is I am. So ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ I am ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂ ਹਨਾ, I mean I know I say this a lot. I'll say, oh, I'm so blessed, because I know I appreciate everything as much as possible. So I'm always saying, oh, you know what, I feel so lucky that, my children this, or my family, my job, or whatever. That's how I genuinely feel. But at the same time, I know there's people, and they are, oh, you know what, this is always happening to me. I've never got enough money. I look into my account, there's never any money in there. Yeah. And there's the other way of looking at it. Well, there's always money in my account. I don't even look at my account. But obviously, that you've got to be sensible about it in thinking like that. But मेरा तो है ना शरीर दुखता रहता है, मेरी कदे लत्त दुखती रहती, मेरा सिर दुखता. So when you're talking like that, you're going to get more of that, because थोड़ा शरीर, your body's listening to every single thing that you're saying. So these two small words are so powerful, and you should consider them as being the most precious words that you have in your entire vocabulary. So how we end the sentence I am defines who we are to ourselves and in relation to everyone around us. So when you say I am fat, lazy, shy, or I'm beautiful, confident, successful, happy, healthy, this is the exact truth that you are creating for yourself. Yeah. So it doesn't matter, whether there's any truth in it or whether it's a lie, but you're telling the universe that this is who you are. So the words that you're saying, how you finish those two little words is how you define your reality. So why not choose a higher expression for yourself? Remind yourself of what you are and what you wish to be by starting each morning with a positive affirmation, beginning with those magical words, oh, I'm so grateful to have a healthy body, to be able to see, to be able to hear, or even just getting up in the morning saying, thank you, God. I've got one more day to spend with my family, my friends. I can do X, Y, and Z. And my favourite one, and I know I've used this throughout my life, is I'm just so blessed. Yeah. And that, for me, covers everything.
And actually seeing the evidence of that.
Yeah.
So because you say it all the time.
Yeah.
And you feel you have things happen that some people would, love to experience. But it's come naturally to you because you just use those words. I am so blessed.
And it doesn't have to be like a heavy prayer.
No.
It's just appreciating even the tiniest things. Like, I know you've mentioned this so many times. Dav's thing is where she'll say, oh, I've got this beautiful, I can sit and enjoy this one cup of tea. Yeah. I mean, just to enjoy that one cup of tea. Whereas some people would think, oh, it's just a cup of tea, what's the big deal? But that's so big for you. Do you know what I mean? And from that, things can only get better. That's the way I think of it. The tiny things,
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So be conscious of what we say after I am, because that is what's going to manifest in your life and define your experiences. Yeah. And we become very, very conscious of it. Yeah. So, we've had moments when we feel a bit under the weather. Oh, I'm recovering now. Yeah. I'm getting better.
Yeah. So we consciously don't say, oh, you know what, I feel like whatever I feel today. So we're consciously kind of focusing on the bits that are working as opposed to the bit that isn't.
Yeah. And also just saying, we have a tendency, why did this happen to me? Instead of saying that, just say, well, what is there for me to learn from this?
Yeah. Every day's a school day.
How is this going to make me better? How is this, so take just your words can obviously change the whole situation just because you chose to say it in a different way. So say, actually, mere fayde waste kyo hoya. Just so.
Jaan tusi keh sakde ha ki ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਆ? What can I learn from this situation?
And just by saying that, the answers will come. Yeah. Because like they say, energy is like it's a boomerang. Whatever you send out will come back. So if you throw that question into the environment, into the energy field, it will come back. You'll have an understanding, oh, that makes sense, why that person did that, or why they lost that job, or whatever. Even the physical symptoms, why did I get that? Then you have an understanding, it's something for me to become more powerful in.
And I think we could use a very quick example here is sometimes, we're rushing through life and we don't appreciate anything. Yeah. And then all of a sudden something happens and we're forced to sit down and really take stock of the situation. The kade life ain't just nattde aa kade ode magar the ekdam something happens that forces you to appreciate life more
and focus more on what I've been thinking about, what the things I've been saying. So now if you knew me 10 years ago, I would be talking differently. I was talking from a disempowering place. Oh, I think I'll try. Oh, I feel like this. But now, because I'm so consciously aware of how powerful our words are, so I'm very careful of the things I say. Or if I hear somebody else will say delete, cancel. Now rephrase it again into a more positive way.
Definitely.
So I'm going to continue with this. So when we complain, express anxiety.
We all know somebody who complains.
Oh, there's always somebody that complains, and they've asked for it, so it becomes a habit for them. So when we complain, express anxiety, or use hurtful words, often it stems from fear. So to overcome this, the first step is to be more self-aware of the words we use. The next time you're about to complain or criticize, ask yourself 2 important questions. Why am I about to say this? How will this benefit my happiness and my future? By asking these questions, you will likely realize you are speaking from a place of fear. This fear might be linked to not feeling good enough about yourself, or in the wrong relationship or career. And most importantly, voicing these fears won't contribute to your happiness. It will intensify them in your life. So now, just listening to our show so far, if you find yourself complaining of anxiety, ask that's making me say these things. And usually, like we said, is where we are not confident in ourselves, where we are out of alignment with true essence of who we are. We've forgotten that we are this creator. It's that fear of being abandoned or rejected. So there's a fear there. So once we allow ourselves to address that fear and be okay with it, I am okay, I'm good enough, and start repeating those words, and then you find your circumstances will change and you will start speaking more in a positive, obviously, words.
And just continuing on, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ complain ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਾਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦੀ just remember you're going to attract more of that. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ life ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਆ. So it's really important to do ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ. I mean, I know it's a complete shift to change that habit, but it's so important. Because ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫਿਰ ਧਿਆਨ negative ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ, and doesn't matter what happens, everything will just get worse. But if you think, well, actually, this is going well for me, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ, you'll see miracles happen through gratitude and thankfulness and shukrana. You know, dunya pare te pare, you know, they're more grateful than people who don't have what we have, and we take advantage of, and we just kind of think, well, you know, we have this, but we don't necessarily appreciate it, and that's the difference. So words consist of vibration and sound. Words are the creator of our universe, our lives, our reality. So without words, a thought can never become a reality. In the beginning was the Word, and Word was with God, and the Word was God. So if you think about it, jo kuch assi sochde hain, you know, like if you ask a child, what do you want to do when you get older? They will say, I want to be this. So they've already started to shape something in their own mind about what they want to do. And that's where things start to happen. You know, it's just crazy, isn't it? It starts from that one thought, and then slowly things start to shift and move around in order for that to then become their reality. So, you know, we have to think in terms of, you know, Hindi de vich assi om kehne hunde a, you know, I am that I am. So the universe was created by the Word of God.
Yeah, so the Word of God is sound and vibration, and that's what we're made of, the same elements. So it's incredible. This is how powerful. We just somehow forgotten how powerful our words are. So the next thing I'm just going to read out is so important.
Yeah.
Because every time I read this, Kewi, sometimes when I get so busy, I need to come back to this to realize who we are and how powerful we are. So listen to this, but it'd be nice if you could, you know, pause and write it out as well on a piece of paper and put it somewhere, because it makes you realize, you know, how powerful, incredible beings that we are. So did you know that our subconscious mind does not know anyone else but only you? So it has no conception of consciousness other than your own. So when we criticize others or find faults in others, our mind thinks we are speaking about ourselves. That's why it is so important to become aware of the power of our words. Because often our words and feelings that are directed outwardly can rebound and cause havoc in our own lives. Of course, we do not realize that our thoughts and words are influencing and imprinting our own minds. So every time I feel I need a reminder, I read this. So why this is so powerful? So if you think with this, our brain, our mind, this is the conscious part and the subconscious, my subconscious part, where we believe something so much, it happens automatically like our beliefs, and we sometimes start saying those things without even thinking consciously. And then a subconscious mind, which is 95% of our mind, which is the most powerful part of us, is connected to the superconsciousness, which we can say that our Paramatma, the higher source energy. And that superconscious mind believes in no separation. It believes there's no others. We are this one consciousness, ik onkar, this one ik, oneness. So there's no others. We are just one consciousness. So when we in this through the eyes, the physical eyes, it looks like we're other people separate. But we are actually functioning from our subconscious mind and superconscious mind. When we are saying something, kisi di buriyai karde hain, kisi di ninda chugli karde hain, that actually the subconscious mind thinking, well, there's no others. They're all you. So we actually, it's come back to us. So nuksan sada hunda par sade penda, because our conscious mind, our subconscious mind doesn't have no concept of others. It's just us. So if we realize who we are at our essence, whenever we say anything negative about someone else, it comes back to us all day. I thought this is incredible, this information.
I mean, I do love that. And I think more and more, we're becoming more and more aware of it.
Yes.
You know, when you meet people, you realize that what they're saying is similar to what you're saying, because you've already thought it.
Yeah.
And it's about being aware of it.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Because
you
you
realize, the more we start thinking on this terms of when we're connecting with ourselves through self-love and through a healthy self-concept, then we become more aware of that, you know, you are me. So I could say this is Gurdial and I could say Dab, but you are Dab and Gurdial and I'm Dab and Gurdial. It just physicalize you look separate from me on a super conscious level. We are the one consciousness. So मैं तेरे बारे कुछ बुराई कुछ करनी है, I'm only just saying it to myself. So remember we did that show Anita Mojani. So when she went into the spirit realm, she actually realized that she was all thinking the same thoughts, the one consciousness. So it just shows you that there is no separation. So this is very good to understand that whatever words we're using towards anyone else, those words come back to us. Good and bad. That's really, really important. I mean, even in Gurbani, it definitely says, "Be ninda chugli." It's really bad for us, you know, because it has such a negative impact on who we are, and there's no point praying or doing all these really good deeds. You know, in a negative way. It's just there's no point. So if you can correct that, then everything else gets taken care of. If you want to experience more success and happiness in your life, if you see anyone else being successful, so you will experience success much quicker. That's the best way to, you know, really, you know, to empower yourself and experience all the riches and abundance of life by praising other people. And I think that's something most people find quite difficult. Because jealousy comes in competition. Jealousy, comparison. Oh, they feel not good enough. And this, that, and that. But JSC, shukr manane and we're congratulating them, then that will happen for us as well. But that's a difficult thing for most people to do. So anyway, your words and thoughts change your body's chemistry. So whatever picture you hold in your mind and say out loud, the mind, the brain translate that into complementary chemistry. So let's say if you had a picture of love and you say loving words, your brain releases wonderful things into your blood like dopamine for pleasure, oxytocin to bond with others, a growth hormone, and growth hormone does exactly what it says. So when you're in releasing the growth hormone, which enhances your vitality, that is why when people fall in love, they start to glow, they start to look healthy. So this is the reason, this is the impact that it's having on your body. So it's so important that, you know, love, when we express love, we show love to people. People, you don't even have to say anything. They know just by looking at you that there's something going on. You remember, I mean, if you think about it, people say, you're not the way you normally are. There's something different about you. Isn't there? Even when pregnant women, they start glowing because they're already bonding the oxytocin. And if you look at Sant Mahatma, they always got this beautiful glow because they're focusing on in a state of gratitude and love. You know, love of life, love of, you know, just experience of people around them. So they're coming from a place of love. So they're releasing these really amazing hormones, you know, dopamine, serotonin. So that's how much our words have impact on our physiology. We like this chemistry. Pharmaceutical. That's what you said earlier. Pharmaceutical factory going on inside of us. Whatever we say and think, we activate those glands and they secrete those hormones. So the same works like the opposite. So like, let's say if you say you are holding a picture of something that scares you or worries you and using negative words, well, you're not going to release this love chemistry. So you start to release the stress hormones like cortisol or, you know, the adrenaline. And this starts affecting your immune system. And these are completely different chemistries. Still, it's just because we're choosing those words and thoughts are just releasing different chemicals. So if you look in a culture dish, a different chemistry leads to different genetic activity. So all of a sudden, your thoughts are being turned into complementary chemistry, which then controls your genetics. So all of this, we suddenly say, well then, if I want to change my genetics, do I have to go into my cells to change it? And we say, no, absolutely, you don't have to do that. To change your genetics, your DNA structure, all you need to do is change your thoughts and the words that you use. And that's what we call epigenetics. So the environment you live in, that has an impact on how you think. So if you're in an environment where there's a lot of negativity, where there's hostility, that could release, that would obviously, restructure your DNA to that level, but if you're in an environment where there's peace and harmony, that will change your genetics and your DNA structure. So the environment, it does play a massive part.
Yeah, so going on, there's this experiment that this Japanese man did. So this is an experiment that Japanese bande ne kita siga. His name was Dr. Emoto, and he is an author and a businessman who conducted an experiment where उन्होंने है ना 10 glass ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ उन्होंने चौल पाए सीगे. सो देखना सीगा भी जेड़ा उन्होंने जो कुछ वो बोलते सीगे भी उन्होंने की असर पैंदा. सो एक चौलों के कप दे विच उन्होंने क्या सीगा महीने लिए he did this experiment for 1 month. He said thank you. So every day to this one glass of rice he would say thank you. So जेड़ा दूजा glass सीगा उन्हें क्या सीगा you're an idiot भी तू तेरे दिमाग नहीं हैगा. तो जेड़ा तीजा glass सीगा ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ, like you would just ignore it completely. So 30 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ 3 ਗਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਅਸਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਪਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਗਲਾਸ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੌਲ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੇ they fermented, ਸਮੈਲ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਉੱਗਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ. ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਗਲਾਸ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਡੀਅਟ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਤੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਉਹ ਐਨ ਕਾਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. ਸੋ ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ. ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੀਜਾ ਗਲਾਸ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਗਨੋਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਬੁਲਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਇਟ ਸਟਾਰਟਡ ਟੂ ਰੌਟ, ਉਹ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਛ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਦਾ. ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ. ਸੋ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਟੈਲਿੰਗ ਐਵਰੀਬਡੀ he believes that this is a powerful lesson around how you should treat your words and life in general. So ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. So if you think of those 3 glasses, you know, if you're loving and kind and caring towards yourself, then imagine the impact it would show on your face, on your body, how you interact with other people. You know, the second one where, you know, he's saying to the glass, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're this, that and the other. So that just went black. So imagine what's happening to your body when you're saying that to yourself or about other people. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ. ਸੋ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਅਸਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ. and the third one, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇਗਨੋਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, whatever your body or your mind's telling you, or what other people, what you're saying about other people, you're ignoring other people, or you're being disrespectful, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੁਗਲੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਉਸ ਚੌਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਗਲ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗੇ. So this is how strong ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. You can do this experiment yourself. ਪਲਾਂਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ you can have that effect. ਨਾਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਰਕੇ 24 ਜਾਂ 3 ਦਿਨ ਪਾਠ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, you know, ਅਖੰਡ ਪਾਠ, ਉਹ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ. So imagine the positive impact of that. But ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਗਲਤ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ then ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ. So this is how important, you know, what we do and how we behave towards ourselves and others by the thoughts and the words that we use and how it has such a strong asar or impact.
So remember, our sharir is full of 70% pani. So whatever we say to ourselves or we criticize others, or sada pani could be purified or galjinda. So that's how much sada sri te asar penda. So we're responsible if we have bad experience, our well-being, so the mental state is the words we use. So that's so incredible. That experiment is so popular. He does it on rice, he does it on pani. It just changes the, you know, if you magnify under the, you can see how it turns. So snowflakes, if you say nice words, it turns into like black moldy things. If you're using negative words, it's at same time.
Yeah. And I suppose this is where like so many diseases come from, you know, and we think it's somebody else's fault or this or this, but we don't realise jo kuch bhi hunda asi we've created it in our bodies ourselves through the way we feel about ourselves and others. So when we complain and express anxiety or use hurtful words,
I just thought we was going to finish off to the conclusion. Because only got time for weekend.
We've got time.
We've got already.
We've got time. So when we complain, sorry about this. This is a live show.
Actually, I've said that already.
No, yeah.
I'm going to say it again. So when we complain, express anxiety, use hurtful words, it often stems from fear.
No. But anyway, so we'll go on to the conclusion now. Sorry about that little glitch. So be courageous. तुसी है ना अपनी life जोश दे नाल प्यार नाल जियो. You know, तुसी be compassionate. With your choice of words. So जदों असी compassion कहते हैं ना, तुसी अगले दा भी दुख समझो ता अपने आप दा भी दुख समझो. जे तुसी है ना थोड़ी हैबिट है ये कंप्लेन करन दी कि ओ इदा कर दे ओ इदा कर दे आ की लोड पई आ this thing, you know, थोड़ी जी jealousy हुंदी आ जां comparison तुसी compare कर दे अपनी life होरना दी life नाल. पर जे तुसी शुकराना तो life अपनी जीने आ, your life is going to be beautiful. It's going to be so much better than it is already. Yeah. So always speak from a place of love for yourself, your life and others. So your words shape your world, so use them wisely. So थोड़ा कि ज़्यादा सोच के तुसी अपने मन दे विच गल्लां सोचा करो ता जो कुछ थोड़ी मूँह बोल निकलदे आ जां गल्लां निकलदियां ओहदे बारे भी तुसी ख्याल ना सोचा करो करके जे तुसी सोचदे ओ फलाना नहीं मैं बोलदा, there's something that's happened for that person to be that way with you. करके जो कुछ भी तुसी बाहर देखदे ओ शीशा ही आ. You know, it's a mirror of what's going on inside you. It's just a physical reaction, reflection of what's actually happening, and it's an announcement to your subconscious mind about what's happening in the world around you.
So I just want to say before the show ends that if you have any doubt or about what we're saying of this power of unspoken word, to see ape experiment kar lo.
Yeah.
So you know the best way to do this, like to see dhyan do on people around you, jidda ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਾਲਤ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੈ, or they could be, and because you I would be surprised if somebody's speaking positive all the time, they got such bad experiences all the time. You find that ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ complain ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ situation will have something to complain about, but ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਠੰਡੇ ਸੁਭਾਅ and then they're quite as calm people, they won't have that much drama in their life. So you will experiment karo, just see the family members or your friends, jidda ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਆ, do they have the similar sort of sangat or experience. That's to give you validation, understanding, you know, this is the words you use, you are going to attract that sort of situation, and I see it all the time. All the time. Even my ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਆਦਤ ਆ, how they speak and behave, that's what they experience every day.
Yeah.
So try that experiment.
Oh, definitely. So, you know, what we're saying is भी तुसी अपने आप ਨੂੰ प्यार ना बुलाओ, you know, प्यार ना सोचो नाले तुसी अगलियां बारे भी सोचो प्यार दे नाल. पर कई बारी ये हैबिट जिहड़ी हुंदी है ना कंप्लेन करन दी भी मेरे नाल इदां होई भी कोई मेरी केयर नहीं करदा, कोई मेरे नाल बॉदर नहीं करदा. So you start like जो मांगे
ठाकर अपने से सोई देवे ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, you know, through the words and things that we think about. But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੋਚੋ. Do you often throughout the day ਤੁਸੀਂ think, do I appreciate what's happening every hour in my life, or do I say ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਹੀ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣੀ, ਇਹ ਨਾ ਗਲਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ, ਇਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੋ, what are you thinking all the time? ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੁਲਾਇਆ, ਉਹਨ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ. Do you focus on those things, or do you focus about all the good things that happened? Because good things are happening all the time, but we got into a habit of focusing on always anticipating something to go wrong. So we're always putting ourselves in a stressful, you know, state. And then in a conversation, mental diet is so important. We know how important sadi khuraak, sadi sehat waste, it's crucial. But ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਦੀ ਖੁਰਾਕ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਇਹ ਅੱਛੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੋ, ਉਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ, like you said, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਣੀ and everything, that you want to purify it. So that's why when we ਰੋਟੀ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੁਝ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ say some nice words to your ਪਾਣੀ. You know, even on your glass, on your water, put some nice words on it. That also...
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. And just before we finish off, I mean, I know, मैंने पता भी कई लोग है ना सारे दिन पाठ लाई रखते हैं अपने टीवी ते, you know, they listen to it all the time, लगा रहंदा है, and they know everything, they know every bani, and which is great, which is wonderful, and it's brilliant. But they will talk negatively about everybody within their household. उन्होंने अपने घरदियां ने भी बुरा बोलना है, बाहर लियावनी गुरुद्वारे जाके भी उन्होंने इदा करना, मंदिर जाके, wherever they go, or negative. So you're living two lives. दो थोड़ी life दो तरह ਦੀਆਂ ਆ. ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ कहने भी मैं आ पाठ किया पर उस पाठ का कोई असर नहीं थोड़े ते पिया करके जो तुसी चंगी तरह डूंघाई च जाते हैं when you read the part and you understand it talks about काम क्रोध लोभ मोह हंकार all of those things जे तुसी ओही सही कर लवो थोड़ी लाइफ आपे स्वर्ग बन गई you know and I just think that's so important to mention.
Yeah, just be careful to see बच्चियां ने सामने की गल्लां करदे हैं बच्चियां ने sift करी जाओ even if they made a mistake go no it's okay you just learn from this because बच्चे will really believe anything you say so if you want a good future for your children stop praising them and confidence in all make them feel like they're so loved and they're so you know precious to you.
करके जो जे असीं कहिए नियाणे नूं चलो चल हो गलतियां होंदियां ही आ साडे तो सारियां तो गलतियां होंदियां आ कोई जम्मिया तो है नहीं हो जिन्हों सारा कुछ सही पता आ एंड उहदे नाल नियाणे दी कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ जांदी आ सो इट्स रियली रियली इंपोर्टेंट अपनी सेहत दा ख्याल रखियो एंड वी होप यू रियली एंजॉयड दिस शो and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Thank you so much.